Hey y'all, to the Figuring It Out with You podcast duo, where we're in a with each other and you all, just trying to figure out how to make the most of the life we've all been given.
I'm Kim.
And I'm Kay.
And let's get this conversation started for today. Hello, welcome. I am Kim.
And this is Kay.
And you are listening to the Figuring It Out with You podcast. Welcome again. Please like and subscribe. And we're just going to jump right in. Today we will be talking about finishing school and actually starting school. Non-traditional studies and preparing for the real world. So my questions first will go to Michaelia. She recently just graduated from GSU.
Woo woo. Enterprise, you know the vibes.
And so Michaelia, first I'd like to tell you congratulations again. It's a major accomplishment. Michaelia was the first child that I had to obtain 2 college degrees. She got an associate's in foreign language right when she finished high school, and she just finished over the summer with an bachelor's. And I never know whenever someone asks me what did she get her degree in, I have to always text her. So I'm going to let her answer what her bachelor's degree is in.
I have a bachelor's in women's gender and sexuality studies. Yeah, with a minor in theater.
Okay. So congratulations again. I'm so proud of you and all of your accomplishments. So the first question I have for you today is, how do you feel post-graduation?
I would say that going to college was kind of something I had been excited for, pretty much since elementary school. I feel like from as young as I had YouTube, I was always just looking up college life videos. I feel like it was so weird actually, being in 3rd grade, how to apply to college, what is college like, watching all those videos all the time, to the point where I kind of over glorified it. And I feel like after I was just oh, now what? And so I feel like I didn't really have many, obviously we all want to go to college, so that if we want to go to college, we all want to see that whatever we study, we can apply it in some way after, and therefore benefit our community. That's a general, everybody wants that, right? But I guess in terms of more specifics, when I graduated, I didn't realize how much going to college and graduating would have been my goal for so long. So after, I was just now what? I think that's kind of the biggest takeaway I had. I was there was 2-3 weeks in the summer, I was just dang, what is it giving now? And obviously I had some things I could work on. I was lucky enough to be able to participate in some community building efforts with the Baha'i community, and so we were busy over the summer, but there was that 2-week period where I was just chilling before the next project kind of started, and it gave me some time to just think okay, now I have to find some new goals to be excited about, because I did the college one, and yeah.
Okay, so do you find yourself kind of missing the structure of school?
I definitely feel I miss. Yeah, definitely. I think I always liked school, and one of the things I like about it is that you kind of always know what you're learning about, for right now, and it changes over time. And so I think for me, being able to have a sense of, okay, this is what I'm collectively learning about, not just myself, but also with my classmates, and I have these spaces where I can kind of check my learning. I think that aspect of school and that structure, I think I definitely do miss, or something that I realized that I really enjoyed. And so now I'm trying to transition that into career focus, and how can I still find myself in these different projects with different coworkers, or people that are also learning about this thing with me. Yeah, because I think those are the main things I got out of school, that sense of okay, this is the current thing I'm learning about, and these are some collaborators. And so I think I've just been trying to find myself in more spaces like that, where it feels there's a clear thing we're trying to learn about, and I have collaborators to learn with.
All right. And how has finishing school made an impact on your life?
To be able to graduate, I guess, with your bachelor's, it does open a lot of doors. I think with my major specific, though, you kind of gotta search a little harder, or just think a little deeper about what you really want, because there's so many directions it can go, and it's not necessarily like such a specific path forward, if that makes sense. Um, so, wait, what was the question again? How's it impacted
How
me?
has finishing school impacted your life?
Yeah, I would just say like it taught me, one, that you can finish the goals that you set. Like, okay, you had this goal since elementary, you finished it. But also to think beyond that too, because like I said, now I'm like, so many options. What's next? But yeah, I think
And
those are the main things.
I just want to say something about that because Michaela has always been a career student. I remember when I used to go, like, say I had something to happen and I needed to get her from school early, she would be so upset. Can you imagine walking down the hall trying to explain to a third grader why you're checking them out early? She would have so much attitude. She'd be so upset with me. And I was like, what is wrong with this kid? I used to welcome going home early from school. I look forward to my mom coming to say, look, we need to go now. But Michaela used to, it was like pulling teeth. She would be so upset. Mommy, well, why do I have to go? And I'm like, hey, you'll be back tomorrow. But she has always had such a appetite for knowledge. And I just also remember Auntie Lorraine, she's gone on to be with God, but she used to always tell me, Michaela, she said, Maykay, that's what she called her. She like, Maykay is going to do it, Kim. Maykay is going to do it. And she always spoke words of encouragement. She always spoke life, and she always shared her wisdom with us. And I just remember, sitting in her living room in those moments and like just telling her about my stresses as a parent, and she'd be like, "It's okay, it'll be all right." But Maykay, and she would always get back to it. Maykay is gonna do it, Kim. So I just am so happy to have seen it come full circle. And again, I'm so very proud of you, and I'm gonna do my best not to get emotional. Um,
Got this.
and so my next question is, do you think that school properly prepared you for the real world?
Mm, well, I would say properly preparing for the real world. I feel like I don't know if there is really a preparation for the real world, but I don't know. I don't know that it's happening anywhere, to be honest. Like, I would say that school definitely teaches you skills that you'll need in the real world, like being able to like think for yourself, and to like formulate your opinions on things. But in terms of like feeling like, okay, yeah, like school gave me all the necessary tools to be like out here. No. And yeah, I don't know that it's necessarily a bad thing, because I feel like to a degree, preparation for the real world is like can only do so much until you're in it, and then you're like in it, and there might be challenges that you couldn't have been prepared for. Um, but in a short answer, I'll say not really, not really. But I also feel like certain things, like being able to find your path and find like people that maybe you can't find like everything in one, but being able to find people that you can connect with and at least be able to collaborate with on some level, and being able to think for myself, and just like being able to articulate. I would say that like school for sure helped me in developing those skills.
Okay, that's fair. And you're right. It's life is just life. You can never be completely totally prepared for the real world because it changes very
Mm-hmm.
consistently and rapidly. And my last question for you today, Michaela, what are your plans for the future?
So my plans for the future, I would say like in a broad sweep, I want to be an educator, and particularly thinking about like arts education, particularly drama. I'm really interested in drama. Theater was my minor in school, and I want to continue as an actress and a director someday. Um, and I want to also be able to like help students learn like that the arts are not just like for entertainment, but they actually can be like a sense of understanding like other things. Like, okay, yeah, maybe you can make a play that can help you think about like this math concept or understand the science concept a little better. I want to definitely have an impact in education and arts education,
Okay.
particularly.
Well, I think I'll probably be your first student.
We can see about that for sure.
I'm gonna need a scholarship though, a sliding fee scale or something.
Now for you, mommy. As she shared, she is back in school. So why did you decide to go back in school?
I decided to go back to school for myself because it's not about the knowledge. I know that I possess the knowledge. It's just about knowing that I set a goal for myself that I was able to accomplish. I started my family very young. And at that time, when I started school, I felt like I could not handle it and manage a household.
Mm.
I had smaller children um, that required a lot of my time and attention, and I had to work full-time jobs, sometimes two, three jobs at a time, to make the ends meet. Again, I'm so grateful to God for all of those moments, all of those times, because it taught me that whatever you're dealing with, whatever situation you're in, if you just continue making those steps, God will get you to where you need to be.
Mm.
So I started back school for myself just to, prove to myself that I possess the discipline to accomplish a goal. I think that it would be very hypocritical of me to require that my children get a college degree and I don't have one.
Mm.
And I possess the ability to get one. So I was afforded the opportunity, and I'm taking it.
So far, what are some of the challenges that you feel you're facing as a non-traditional student?
Whew. Challenges as a non-traditional student, I would definitely have to say focus.
Mm.
I don't know if it has anything to do with age. I'm sure it has something to do with age, but I find myself having a very, very hard time staying on task and staying focused.
Mm.
And I think that I had more focus when I was younger because it was something that was required more frequently and more often. But now I've been out in the world working jobs, learn multitasking,
Mm.
being overextended, and now I have to sit down, be quiet, be still, read, comprehend, write papers, almost like I'm living my life in reverse.
Mm.
So being right now at this moment, my 45-year-old brain
Mm.
is definitely a challenge.
Mm. So, what does a regular day look like for you?
A regular day for me is I will wake up at 5 a.m. Most of the time when I wake up, I'll turn on the news. I do try to spend some time in reflection, meditation, and prayer. And then I'll wake my daughter up so she can get ready to start her day. I'll wake my son up so he can get ready for school. And while they're doing whatever they do to prepare themselves, I try like to go back to sleep to take like a quick 30-minute nap. By 7:30, I'm out the house to drop my daughter off at work. Then I come back to the house and prepare myself for work. In between that time, I'm normally talking to somebody or ministering to somebody, encouraging somebody. My phone will definitely ring between 8 a.m. and 10:30 or so. So once the phone rings, I'm talking to them, but at some point it's like, okay, I got to go get ready for work. So I'm normally rushing them off the phone. Then when I go to work, I work by 12 p.m. I get off at 9 p.m. When I get home, I used to be able to come home and relax. Now I have to come home and open my laptop. And that is very new to me. I find myself rushing home. I used to stop maybe sometimes and speak to one of my friends or go and visit my oldest son because he works at Georgia State. And I passed downtown Atlanta coming home. I used to stop and see him, but now I'm thinking, oh, I got to get home to get this assignment submitted. So I'll get to the house. Most of the time, I don't even take my clothes off. I'll just open the laptop, make sure that the assignments are done, submitted, try to read, whatever I need to do that day. I've really been trying to discipline myself to work ahead. I haven't gotten there yet. but hopefully I'll get to that place. But my day looks very full. It looks very challenging, but it's okay because I've done many challenging things throughout my life, and I'm gonna get it done. So that's what a day in the life of Kim is like.
And what are some of the ways you feel like your family has supported you in like your decision to go back to school?
My family has supported me with words of encouragement. Every time I feel frustrated and feel like, oh my goodness, I don't know what I'm doing, they have always been able to speak life into me. My son, he continuously tells me, "Mommy, you're inspiring me. I'm so happy for you. I'm so proud of you." Makalia is my number one cheerleader. Well, I have 4 cheerleaders. Malik, Makalia, Maya, and Zachary. They are constantly behind me saying, "You got this." Zachary, he's the youngest. He'll be like, "Mom, you need me to get your bag? You need me to bring your bag? Whatever you need me to do." So I just appreciate having their support. My brother, he's been in my ear, you got this, it's going to be okay. So my family has supported me with words of encouragement, and just to know that they have my back. I know sometimes people will be like, "Oh, you're 45 years old. You have a good job. What are you doing? Why are you going back to school?" Or "That doesn't make sense." Or so I'm just grateful to have positive people around me, that even though they don't understand my vision or my dream, they can support it. So that's very important to me.
And last question, do you have any like what are your goals for the future?
My goals for the future are to obtain a bachelor's degree, to retire within the next 4 years, to have 3, well, it doesn't matter the amount, but to have successful businesses. Right now, I have 2 businesses, and I want them to be very successful. So my goals are, again, to finish school, to get, oh my goodness, what in the world? To finish school, to finish my degree, to put the time and energy that I need to put into my businesses to cause them to be successful, and to retire from corporate America. And also, I want to purchase a home. So, those are a few of the goals that I have set for myself for the near future.
Nice. Well, like we talked about before, I'll be trying to help encourage you in those and maybe accountability partner if you ever need. Cause I know I'll definitely need some of that.
Girl, I need some money. Can you give me some money? Can you give me some down payment money?
I'm not sure about that, but thank y'all for tuning in with us this week as we talk about life transitions in school and non-traditional school, as well as like finishing school and figuring out what those next steps look like. This has been the Figuring It Out with You podcast with your co-host Kay
and Kim.
Make sure to subscribe, like, and comment down below if you have any questions, or even to share about what does your journey look like educationally. Have you finished school? Are you going back to school? What do you plan on studying? What are your goals? Let us know in the comments.
We'll be looking forward to hear from you.